Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. It's Dr. Brandy B. Dr. Brandy B, come on in. I know I'm tardy even from my projected tardy start time, but I am here nonetheless. So come on in. Let's get busy. Is anybody available this afternoon? Anybody available? I want to, this month I'm going to focus on gifts. And today we want to focus on the gift of joy. The gift of joy. So come on in. When I see someone come in, then I will go ahead and get started. We have one person. Let me know who you are and that you are here. I am so glad to have you. I am riding with my husband this afternoon. So if I jump or scream, all is well. I'm just riding with the husband. That's all. But we're having a good day. Hello, Auntie Julia is here. Hello. And Miss Kristen Reed is here. Welcome to Focus on It Friday. Welcome to Focus on It Friday. Today we are going to focus on the gift of joy. Miss Catherine McMullen is here. Hello. Thank you for joining us for Focus on It Friday. Miss Beverly Cox is here. And she has a blue heart. And looks like Miss Cox might be a police officer, and she wants us to pray for the officers. Absolutely, we can do that. And thank you to you and all the other officers. My brother-in-law is a police officer here in Birmingham. And so we most certainly pray for our officers. Absolutely. So, yes, we have 4 people here. Come on in. I'm going to jump out while my husband...
Give me
well, he's going to
2
place
kids
the order.
Meals.
Anyway, she says
burger.
yes, she's an officer.
And
Awesome. Thank you so much for
sweet tea
your
on one
service.
and
Thank you so much for your service. I hope you all are having a great day. It is a fun day. It's Friday. Yay. We've got Miss Anastasia Rogers. Haven't seen you in a while. So glad that you're here with us for Focus on It Friday. Thank you all so much.
Ketchup and mustard.
For joining us.
Yes.
All right, well, we just placed our order for our food. But I'm going to go ahead and get started. I'm Dr. Brandy B, your triple board certified pediatrician, adult psychiatrist, and child and adolescent psychiatrist. And I am so glad that you all are here with me today. Guys, it's December. Can y'all believe it? We made it to a whole nother month. The end of the year. I swear we were just getting started with this year. What seems like only a few days ago, and now an entire year has passed. We made it. So I'm super excited about that. And it's the season of Christmas. And so in that season, I want to just talk about, each Friday I'm going to focus on gifts. And today I want to focus on the gift of joy. Now, y'all know I'm Christian, and if you're not, just make up your own J. But of course I'm going to use joy as an acronym, and I can't take credit for this one. It's an oldie but a goodie. But I do want to remind us that as we kick off this season of giving, that we remember to always have joy. And the J is Jesus, right? So we find our joy, those of us who believe in Jesus Christ, we find our joy through Jesus Christ. He is the reason for Christmas after all, right? So if you're celebrating Christmas in the truest sense and you don't believe in Jesus Christ, I don't really know how that works out. So he's truly the reason for the season. He is the reason that we're even here. He's the reason that we can be at Focus on It Friday, be attentive. He is the reason that we have hope, that whatever it is that we come to Focus on It Friday to learn about, or to have improved in our lives, or to gain clarity about, he is the reason. And so without Jesus, there is no Christmas. Without Jesus, there is no joy. And certainly without Jesus, there is no reason for this season. So remember that in the middle of having joy, we want to go about, live our lives knowing that we have hope, we have faith, and it's all because we have Jesus. The O is for others. So when we're thinking about joy, we get our joy from Jesus and we get our joy from others. Now, if you think about what most people say, and I'm really beginning to understand this now that my kids are getting bigger, they understand Christmas. Of course, they understand Santa Claus. For the first time this year, that these elves have visited our home. We've never done that before. And so they are really into that. And there is something about the joy of watching Christmas in this time of the year through the eyes of others, especially the younger people. We also can find that during this time and throughout the year, of course, that we can get joy by giving to others. And so it is a time where especially we focus on giving to those who are without shelter. We focus on giving to those that we may see as we pass by the exit, going to our homes or our favorite locations, that we may drop something in the bucket with hopes that others may be able to have the joy that we have. And it is also during this time that we find that just sharing time with others, being around others is a joyous occasion. Hold on, y'all, just a second. Oh, shoot. All right, sorry about that. So being around others and sharing with others is very, very, very important. And while we're talking about finding joy with others, we cannot act like this is a very exciting, 100% exciting time of the year for everyone. Because whether people have lost a loved one to death, whether people are in a financial situation that is not one that is the best for them, or one that they didn't see themselves being in, or whatever the case may be, all of those things that we talked about last week, right? Our health, our wealth, our mental status. If someone finds themselves in any of those positions, and they're not feeling good about this season, make sure you check on them. And not the, hey girl, how you doing? And they say, girl, I'm doing fine. If it's really a close friend, go ahead and call them, or send a message, or stop by. You better call, right? Make sure that they are able to entertain you. And then say, you were on my mind, and I just want to know, how are you doing really? Because we may find that they may need a meal. They may need a frozen strawberry lemonade from Sonic. They may need just I was thinking about you. I really care about you. If you need something, if you want something, please call. If you just need someone to listen, I'm here. And so that is super, super, super important. I always tell my friends, if you notice that I don't want to shop, then something is not right. I am not okay. I don't care what I tell you. If I say, girl, I just don't feel like shopping, and I say that for too many times or for too long, you better just come over, kick the door in, and check on me, because I am not well, right? And so that's what we want to make sure that we're doing during this season, that we're not only giving to others, but that we are making sure that we check on others. All right, so we're talking about the gift of joy, and it comes from knowing Jesus, of course, who is the reason for the season. It comes from sharing our gifts with others, checking on others, being aware of what others are going through. And then lastly, our joy during this season comes from J.O.Y. The Y is for you. And so you want to make sure that, especially while we're running around, hustle and bustling, getting gifts, trying to see what Santa and his elves are up to, we have to make sure that we're taking time for ourselves. You know what I tell people, if you can afford it, see it, get it, want it, buy it, right? If you see it and you want it and you can afford it, buy it. If you want to take a vacation, book it. If you want to get someone to clean, arrange it. If you want to add on or move, get your credit in order. But again, life really is short, and having joy, having peace is what really this time of the year, this season is all about. Again, there certainly are people among us who are hurting for loss of a lot of different things. And so just make sure that you extend people some grace. Make sure that you're praying for people, and make sure that you are checking on people. And then lastly, I want you all to know, and I think I mentioned this last week, that there is a difference between joy and happiness. Happiness, or being happy, is dependent upon what's happening. So certainly things will happen in your life that will make you not be happy, but your joy is something that should always remain. So make sure that as you're traveling about, as you're going about, that always you have that joy with you. And remember, the world didn't give it to you, and they certainly should not be able to take it away. All right, now I see we've got some questions. Let's welcome some people. Miss Myra Bennett, hello, hello. Patricia Pruitt, hello. Dexter Young Jr., hello, hello. Miss Betty Jeffers, hello. Jeremy India, hello. My sissy Keena, hello, hello, hello. I think I've caught up with everybody back that way. Shelly Studdard is watching. She says, hey, and I say, hey, girl. Sharon Stacker is watching. Miss Shelly says, random question. Does ADHD come with high anxiety, or is this a separate issue? There are, let me plug my phone up. There are two different ways that anxiety can present with ADHD. Now, keep in mind that anxiety is actually the most common mental illness in the country, right? So, chances are you're going to encounter somebody every day, right? You may live with them, you may work with them. Every day, though, you're going to encounter someone with an anxiety disorder, and it can look all sorts of different ways. So when we're talking about is ADHD associated with high anxiety, or is that something different? It can be both. You just have to figure it out. There are some people who will have anxiety and ADHD, and there are some people who will have ADHD that causes them to be anxious. And so if you think about it, a person who, let's just take a young student who really studies, is really smart, but every time that they take a test, they get a 76, a 62, a 81, a 63, a 71. And so over time, what they may come to recognize is that no matter how much they study, they are always uptight and anxious that they're never going to get a passing grade. And so one of the ways that I can tell, one of the ways that I can determine if a child has ADHD that's causing anxiety versus ADHD and anxiety is if I ask them, what do you worry about? The person with a generalized anxiety disorder is going to say everything. The weather, whether or not we'll be able to pay the car note, whether or not we're going to get pulled over, get in a wreck, if somebody's going to die. I always worry. I'm a worry wart, okay? That person probably has a generalized anxiety disorder versus someone who says, I only worry about blank. And so if the worry is school, and especially if the child is not performing well, then it may be that that child has ADHD that is causing them to be anxious. Hopefully that answers that question. Let me know if that did not clear it up. My cousin Dearius Collie is watching. Hello, hello, hello. Let's see, Auntie Miss Sadie Gresham is here. Hello, Latina Woods is here. Hello. And Miss Betty Jeffers says hello. Miss Beverly Cox says, what's my brother-in-law's name? Christopher Bowling. Officer Bowling. I think he's at the South Precinct. He is my husband's brother. Yes. Miss Sheila Barker is watching. Yay, yay, yay. All right, guys, that is all I have for today. I hope that you all have a great and joyous weekend. Remember that joy is a state of contentment, of being excited or at peace despite what's going on all around us, because I can guarantee you somebody's going to say or do something to you before this weekend ends that's going to make you wonder if you have joy. But I always want you to remember that for that moment you may just not be happy, but I want you to always remember to have joy. And like I reminded you all last week, there's going to be some crazy stuff happening, right? Because everybody's stressed out. There are people who are missing deadlines. There are people who are having their kids ask them for things that they absolutely cannot give them. And so people are going to be wild, right? But remember, when you get just primed and ready to complain, just position that complaint into a way to give Thanksgiving. It really, really, really can turn your mood and your day around. All right, so let's see. Here is Holly says, so is being irritated by someone chewing loud, is that a part of ADHD or a part of anxiety? So again, everybody kind of has their pet peeve. And so if all you're annoyed by is someone chewing loudly, it could be neither. It could just be that one thing that you just don't like. But if you are annoyed or irritated most of the time by most things and most people, then that could be something else that is not necessarily an anxiety disorder or ADHD. Although irritability is a part of most things that I treat. It's a part of ADHD, it's a part of anxiety, it's a part of insomnia, it's a part of depression, it's a part of psychosis. So most things that I treat involve irritability or being easily annoyed. But just having one problem with being irritable by someone chewing, for example. I know my dad did not like to hear people pop chewing gum. He absolutely could not stand it. But that was all. But that was just his one thing. So as long as it's just one thing, it may not be a bigger, that big of a deal. Miss Belinda Winston Stidham says, hello. All right. Miss Shelley Sutter says he's almost 7, and yes, it is everything. Mostly anything new, and then always the what if questions and what will happen. Yes. So it sounds like there is something else going on. It could certainly be an anxiety disorder. Keep in mind that sometimes the medications can make one have a more heightened sense of awareness, and sometimes if you're aware of everything going on, that can be a problem. So absolutely, that can be something that may need to be addressed. All right, we see Mama Rudolph is watching. Hello. Wanda Harris is watching. Hello. Miss Shelley Sutter says, thank you, that helped. And yes, holiday schedules changing is making it worse. Bless him. Absolutely. Yeah, so it's a busy time. But don't forget, guys, the reason for your joy is to serve Jesus and celebrate him and his birthday. Can you imagine getting ready for somebody else's birthday party and being mad at the world because you are getting ready to celebrate somebody's birthday party? Then you show up for their birthday party mad at other people? Isn't that wild? That is wild. You come to my birthday party. It's my day. But you have been cutting up on people, just acting a nut on people because you're getting ready to come to my party. So by the time my party comes, you're worn out, raggedy, upset, busted, and disgusted because you spent all of your energy being upset with people while getting ready for my party. So we don't want to do that. We want to make sure, right, we're talking about joy, that we are being aware of what other people need. There are still people, guys, who have a lot of stigma and really are struggling with giving their kids what they need from a mental health standpoint. So make sure that you keep those people in mind. If you have a friend that's really struggling with that, be there for her, be that extra set of ears or eyes so that he or she, that parent, can get what they need. Because your testimony might just help other people, and that is such an amazing thing. That does more for them than anything that I can do or tell them. And then lastly, make sure that you're taking care of yourself. There is no joy without you being happy and you feeling satisfied, and that what it is that you need is being addressed. And make sure that you remember that happiness is dependent upon what's happening around you. Joy, though, is a state that is always with you. So even when you're sad, even when there's death, even when there's loss, you can still say, he's in a better place, or there is no more pain and suffering. All right. My nurse Stacy, I do want you all to keep her lifted. She has lost her dad, and she posted it on Facebook, so I don't mind sharing it here. But if you go to certain ones of my clinics, you know Stacy, so whisper her a prayer for her and her family. Keep them lifted. It's been a rough time for the Dr. Brandy B family, me and my nurses, this last year. So with a lot of loss and a lot of death, but we still show up and we give our patients what it is me I should absolutely not call anybody to back her up. She told me she'll be at work Monday, and I just said yes, ma'am. And I'm really grateful that I get a chance to work with people who are passionate about what it is that I do, because this is my vision, and they share that vision with me, and I'm really grateful for that. All right, well, I am going to get out of here. I will see you all next week. I'm going to try my best to just kind of drop in throughout the week and give us some other gifts, but I did want to leave you today with this gift of joy. So make sure you are exercising that, celebrating Jesus, celebrating others, and making sure that you take care of yourself, because if you go down, the whole thing falls apart, but it doesn't fall apart as much as you think it will. The other people will definitely get back up and keep going. So make sure that you're taking care of yourself. All right, that is it for today. I'm going to get out of here. Have a great weekend. Stay safe out there. If you're going to parties, stay safe. Hug somebody. Tell them you love them. That may be the first time they've heard it in a long time. All right, that's it for me today. Dr. Brandy B, your triple board certified child and adolescent psychiatrist, adult psychiatrist, and pediatrician. I'm your ADHD expert and the best-selling author of the book Shine, Understanding ADHD So Your Child Can Be a Star. Speaking of which, I'm going to get your books out by tomorrow. And thank you for those who took advantage of the Black Friday sale. Buy one, get one half off with the free shipping. I really do appreciate you all. If there is nothing else, then we are. Miss Shelley says he is the reason for the season. Absolutely. I'm telling you, y'all, without Christ, there is no Christmas. You put an X there if you want to, but we don't do that for me. No, no, no. And Miss Sadie Gresham says, thank you, Dr. Brandy. Have a blessed rest of your day and weekend, and you as well. And I will see you all next week. Have a good one and be safe. Bye.